Okay, good morning and welcome to the Real Meat. Today we're starting a new section of the book, chapter 13. The author says at the beginning of this chapter that, according to him, that the way that a person deals with difficulties in life is that he has to feel accomplishment and he has to feel an exalted spirit. He talks about being bonding to God and wanting to do things for the Shema for the right reasons. If that's so, the author says that you're supposed to be exalted in your spirit and you're supposed to feel good about yourself. We know the Torah talks a lot about humility. Torah Sheba'al Peh, Torah Shebachtav, Moshe Rabbeinu, Ish Anav Ma'od. He's a very humble person. So if you're supposed to feel good about yourself, what do we do with the concept of humility? Now, in this chapter, he does not distinguish that between the two. What is humility and what is not humility, that he leaves for the next chapter, chapter 14. He does give an introduction over here. What is driving us to feel this exaltation? Why do we want to feel good with ourselves? And the reason, and some people, he says, divert that attention. Everyone wants to feel good with themselves. Some people have given up the spiritual, looking to be spiritually great, and they seek, what's going to make them feel good from a materialistic standpoint. About, he says, videos, CDs. I don't use CDs anymore. Got Spotify. Computers, television, internet dominate their lives. He says, if they say researchers claim that if there were 2 weeks without any technology, people would go insane. I pretty much agree with that. They seek this external enjoyment, external exaltedness. They want to feel good about themselves. They do things that entertain them. That's what people do. He says that exaltedness, the correct exaltedness, the one where Hashem, the Bir HaGra says at the end of the chapter in the Divrei Hayamim, he says it's important. The Gra says, someone who is proud that he's doing Hashem's will is gonna, he's gonna get stronger in his avodas Hashem. He brings from the Rambam in Pirkei Avos, he says, if a person thinks of himself as insignificant, and what he does is insignificant, he'll easily do Averos, because what does Hashem care about a stupid little person like me? I'll do whatever I want. So this chapter is basically declaring that it's very important to feel exalted, and obviously it has to be the right type of feeling exalted, not we feel good about ourselves because we get entertainment, superficial entertainment. We have to feel really good about making the right decisions, we're making the right choices in life. And he brings that kavod seemingly is a good thing as long as you don't run after it, like Chazal say in Eruvin, anyone who runs away from honor, from greatness follows after him. Because it says Chaim Shal Osher B'Kavod. We say in Berachos HaChodesh, supposed to we want wealth and we want honor. So these are great things. You just don't run after it. If you run after it, he says Hashem's not going to give it to you because it's known that he will abuse it, become blinded by it. If you don't run after it, so you won't abuse it, you won't become blinded by it. If you do run after it, it will lead you in the wrong direction. I want my personal perspective on this chapter is that I would say that I think confusing entertainment and exaltedness is two different things. I don't think when people try to be entertained or want to be entertained, they do it because they want to feel exalted. They want to feel special. They want to feel proud of themselves. They simply want to enjoy themselves. And I don't believe there's anything wrong with enjoying yourself. I think it's a great thing. And ultimately, one day, that's the whole purpose of life, is to be able to enjoy ourselves and find out how to enjoy ourselves. I mentioned in the previous chapter that we have to figure out what things we really like, what types of food, type of music, what types of materialistic things that we like, so we can enjoy the world. We're not really at that point yet so much, but we're trying to survive basically. But that's the ultimate. That's a great thing. People will go insane, but I think it's a great thing to have these things. You're right. People will go insane if people in Kollel, if they couldn't learn Torah for 2 weeks, they also go insane. I'm saying you're addicted to whatever you're addicted. So I would just like to distinguish in feeling exalted and entertainment. And about this thing about feeling exalted, we're going to have to get more into this in the coming chapter. Um, and he says the true exaltedness is to feel exalted because you're making the right decisions and you're running away from honor and things like that. Um, I think that um, it depends what type of gedula. It says in very ambiguous gedula and Erevin, kol hagboreach min hagdula, hagdula machazeres acharav. The greatness follows after him. It doesn't say koreach min hakavod. Usually, people that run away from kavod, they try to avoid, try to avoid getting honor. And I was like this also when I was becoming more from, when I was flipping out. I really flipped out. I was becoming, sneeze to me was the most important thing. I was make sure no one saw anything, especially good things that I did. I didn't want anyone to see anything that I did, lest they think that I'm a great person. I remember walking. I came back from Israel. I was really sanua, and I was in a shul in West Hempstead where my parents live. And to even walk, it was so embarrassing for me to even walk to the bathroom past, because there was a big window in an office with someone, the secretary there, just to see me, even being seen. I felt like I had to hide in crowds. Like, so I knew I didn't want to stick out. I guess the ultimate extreme of Boreach min hakavod, people to recognize you, to see you. I took it obviously to a little bit of an extreme. I don't. I don't think that the intent of this Gemara is a positive one. I don't think it's a good thing to be boreach min hakavod, boreach min hagdula. You're right. The Gemara is telling you the truth, right? Big rabbanim that run away from the kavod, that are novim. Well, we'll talk about humility. What is true humility? But most people think humility is to not be great. I've seen many people try to make sure. I was like this also. If people compliment me, I try to deflect the compliment. There was a period of my life, anyone compliment, even a little compliment, I would say, no, it's not true. It can't be, And when you act like that, when you act like a really humble person and you take it to an extreme, people will give you honor because they'll say, wow, such a great person, such a tzaddik, right? So they call you a tzaddik when you're a humble person. When someone see, and it becomes not just a private thing, you become humble in public also. He's very humble. He gives all his money to tzedakah. He never takes anything for himself. He's always doing chesed for other people. Won't take things for himself. He sits in the back of the shul. And he doesn't take anything. People try to give him honor. He says, "No, it's not true. I'm not worthy of such a thing." You're right. He runs away from it. People are going to treat him. That's the way of the world. They're going to treat you like a tzaddik. They'll treat you like a gadol, a gedula machzeras acharav. They treat you like a gadol. Now, does it mean being a gadol is a great thing? No, it doesn't mean a great thing. And I think, Chaim shel osher v'kavod. There's two types of honor. There's honor where you're deserving of the honor, right? If I'm a person that's a really talented basketball player, right? Make it to the NBA, right? I'm great in the NBA, better than Michael Jordan, right? So, you could say, oh, it's a kid's game, but no, that's it's fun. It's entertainment. People enjoy it. Superstars. Have I earned it? Yeah. If I'm more clutch, I win 7 championships. That's more than Michael Jordan, 7-0 in the finals. So, if not me or anyone reached they reach success or wealth in their possession, they have success in life, and they tried to do that. They're an entrepreneur, and they created a unicorn, a startup, whatever, and or they made it rich in real estate, like Graham Stephan, whatever, the guy from YouTube. He's built up his wealth through YouTube and real estate. They've been successful. That's a great thing. You should publicize it. I really believe people say social media is so bad. Look at this. People are posting, what they ate for dinner last night. Yeah, I think if you take it to an extreme, you don't have to post that you ate broccoli and chicken for dinner, chicken on the bone for dinner. No one really cares. But chicken on whatever. Whatever you ate for dinner, Chinese food or whatever, and no one cares. Dinner is dinner. But at the same time, it is a positive thing to post on social media, and I think it is because, especially if you have talents and you're using your talents, and you want to bring out your talents and show your talents to everybody else and be successful with them. Right? Most people don't post things that they're not successful at. Most people who post videos of them dancing, they know how to dance. They're not dancing pretty bad because they want to show off their skills, and that's a great thing. I think it's the opposite. You shouldn't run away from things. The things that you're good at, your strong points, you should show off to the world. You should show them. You shouldn't make yourself obsessed with people, whether they like your post or they don't like your post. The life you shouldn't. Obviously, these things make you feel good if people like and they respond positively. But if you have a talent, you should be using it, and you should be running after success. I think success is a great thing. Judaism, because it's a goyish thing, success, we don't want to run after it. If you become too rich, you want to live in an apartment building or a house that you drive an old Toyota Corolla from 2001. No, you can drive a Jaguar if you want. It's okay. If you have success, you flaunt it, show it off. When you're doing it, just to impress people, like people who have tons of money and they make these humongous weddings and things like that. Like, you're not doing it; you're just showing off your wealth, right? If you want to show off, if you're a rich person, you want to show off. Maybe post things about your portfolio, your stock portfolio, your real estate portfolio. Talk about things you're good at, like that guy Grant Cardone on YouTube. To get excited about it, excited about what you do. Post like Graham Stephan, post what you do in your real estate business. Post those successes on YouTube. Don't show it off by money, spending an extravagant wedding for $1 million. You don't have to show that. You're just flaunting yourself. That's flaunting. That's not necessary. You're just doing it for others' approval. If you're doing it because you want to really show your successes as your strong point, that's a great thing, and you should show that to other people. And I think it's really important. I post my whole life on YouTube basically because I'm proud of the things that are not good. I don't post. The things that are good, I post. You want to put your best foot forward. And the Gemara says, "Einad meis from Russia." We don't accept testimony, say negative things about yourself. So you should run after positivity, but it's not. You shouldn't run after by running away from Gedula and pretending like you're an Anav and a humble person. Even if in your heart you believe that it's good to be confident, and you're not someone who internally is someone that feels self-worthless. We'll talk about being self-worthless. You feel like you're self-worth. You just want to hide it from other people. It's like flaunting. That's like flaunting your money in a certain sense. That's the bad money, the bad wealth, and the bad honor that you're getting honor because you want to show off how big of a tzaddik you are. That's bad because it's just done for other people. When you're living your life for other people, that's really bad. When you're living your life, when you're showing your money, you're making an extravagant wedding to show other people how rich you are, or you're acting like a really humble person, because really deep down you want honor from people because they're going to honor you as a big tzaddik. You're living your whole life for other people. That's the worst, because then you have no immediately. You have no anochius. Ayeka, right? Eicha, Ayeka, where are you? Ayeka, where are you? Eicha. We just learned about Eicha. Ayeka, also say Ayeka. I forgot to mention that. The Shah, Ayeka, where are you? You. Where are you and your talents and your strong points? That's what you should be. That's what you should be showing off to the world, and your exaltedness should come out. Those strong points you should show. You should be proud of them and show them to everybody. When you're just doing things to bring attention to yourself, like a little child to bring attention to themselves, right? And you're showing off your wealth just to bring attention to yourself, not because you're enjoying the steak that you don't have to provide 500 steaks for 500 guests at your wedding. One steak for yourself and give everyone else challenge. Or don't invite so many people. When you're doing it to just show off to other people, or you're going after kavod or gedula just so other people should approve of you, right? You're doing things on social media just for the likes. That's a problem. But if you're something you're really proud of, and their strengths and talents and business and your success in business that you're really proud of, show off that success, show it off, and be proud of it. And get, by getting approval and putting it out in the public, it makes you feel even better about your success. It makes you feel even better about what you do. And that, I think, is true exaltedness. True exaltedness is not only where you're proud of what you do, but you could show off what you do, but only the strength that you do, not when it's just amplifying your personal feeling of success. It makes it even grander when you show it off to other people, as opposed to just doing grand things just to get attention, and you're not amplifying your strengths. Then it's a problem. And Gedula machazek, you'll be a gadol, but you'll be recognized as a rich person, but you will feel empty inside because you're doing it just for other people's approval, and you're not doing it for internal worth. We'll talk more about the difference between conceit and humility in the coming chapter. See you on Thursday.